Hey, welcome to Snap Vegan. We're eating on the cheap. Doesn't have to kill you. And I'm still having a fabulous hair day. Got a little cough though. Anyway, so sorry for the wrinkly shirt, but it's Saturday and I'm not going to iron it. So there you go. Went from pink pajamas to pink shirt. But I've got my pajama pants on. Because it's Saturday and it's cold and it's yucky and I'm not going to get dressed if I can help it. So, have some chai with me. Grab your cup. Alright, so my MRI report came in, and if you're on my Snap Vegan Facebook page, you've already read part of it. So, the problem with the shoulder, here's your clavicle, like this bone right here, the clavicle bone, that goes up to your shoulder, and then there's a bone that's beside it, and it's the hinge bone that helps you move and lift your arm. That is fused to my clavicle bone, so it don't work. So the bone that's connected to this bone, which is my arm, I don't know the anatomically correct term for it. It has muscles, different sets of muscles in the front and in the back and whatever. My problem seems to be in the infraspinatus muscle. Look it up. Here's how to. It's infraspinatus. Infraspinatus. Anyway, it's like there's a muscle that goes, your first muscle, and then there's this other muscle that comes here, and that's the muscle. And there's increased T2 signal in the muscle belly of that muscle. And he told me that means there's, a lot of fluid there, which means there's inflammation there. Well, I knew that. I just didn't know the technical term for it. And in the supraspinatus muscle, mild thickening and intermediate T2 signal, but no tear, retraction, or atrophy. So the mild thickening, he said, is inflammation, fluid retention, that kind of a thing, because when you get inflamed it fills with fluid. He really had a great explanation, and I thought I had the voice recorder on my phone so I could at least record the audio from what he was saying so I could listen to it again, when I got home, just because, you go to the doctor's appointment and they tell you stuff and you kind of forget a little bit. So, and I am like getting to the point to where, I'm susceptible to episodes like that. And daggone it, I had the MRI report pulled up on my phone. What I did was I hit the voice recorder and then I swiped away from it once it started recording, and then I pulled up the report. Well, daggone it, as soon as I did that, the voice recorder stopped recording. So that's anyway. He explained things very well, showed me the picture, showed me the muscle, showed me the bones, explained things to a T. And now I can't remember half of what he said. I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. So the impression was no marrow edema, acute fracture or dislocation. Okay. Now, I have degenerative changes at the AC joint, which is where I was telling you, with inferior osteophytosis and impingement. So that means osteophytosis is like bone spurs kind of thing. But with impingement means that it's grinding on my tendons. So, that's one thing. My cartilage is intact, nothing loose there. Okay, so I have that supraspinatus tendinitis. I have supraspinatus tendinitis. And that's where he said that I had the mild thickening and the intermediate T2 signal, but there was no tear or anything. But they did see I had tendinitis in that particular muscle. No tears though. There. Now, in the infraspinatus muscle, I have a partial tear or a sprain, kind of hard to tell, he said, with relatively sparing of the tendon. I didn't get an explanation on what relatively sparing of the tendon means. But similar appearance, here's the thing. Similar appearance can sometimes be seen with the initial presentation of Parsonage-Turner syndrome. So I Googled that. And that's where you have the nerve, lightning bolt nerves in your... It explains why I have peripheral neuropathy, but I don't have diabetes. Because a lot of people say, you know, do you have neuropathy? Yes, I have peripheral neuropathy. Are you diabetic? No. Well, how do you have peripheral neuropathy but no diabetes? This is why. This is how. Parsonage-Turner syndrome, rare. Now, my mom died from ALS, rare. My aunt died from lupus, also incurable. ALS, incurable. It's an autoimmune thing. And I have a condition, a gene in my system called HLA-B27. I explained that in videos a long time ago when I was having a chat while I was cooking something. I was talking about my brother with the HLA-B27. My brother, there's two ways it rears its ugly head. You get recurring iritis, which inflammation in the eyes, and you have rheumatoid problems, neurological problems, nerve problems with the nervous system. That's how it shows up with me. And the first time I found out about the HLA-B27 was in 1983. No, we were still at Walter Reed, so I mean we were still in DC. So Walter Reed told me about that. So that would have been 1981. That's when I found out I had that gene, because I kept having just unexplained nerve problems then in my back, shooting pains in my back, and so they were very thorough, and they found out that I had that gene. Then I told my brother about it. He got tested for it. He has it. So one of my parents, likely my mother, since she had ALS, passed that down. And so this Parsonage-Turner syndrome, if you look under related conditions, there's lupus, there's ALS, and you know, it says it's autoimmune. Now it also says that somebody can recover within 2 weeks, 2 months, and you know, might not see, you know, a flare up again for a while. And you know, I thought, well, I have fibromyalgia. I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Well, according to how this reads, the Parsonage-Turner syndrome explains everything: the flare-ups, the breakouts, the nerve shooting pains, the numbness in my hands, and you know. And I did ask him. I says, that Parsonage-Turner thing, could the carpal tunnel and the cubital tunnel actually been that, and not carpal tunnel or cubital tunnel at all? Because it's happening on the left side too. happens in my feet and ankles too. So could it just, everything, all of this, be the Parsonage-Turner syndrome? And he said he's not going to call it that right now. Right now, he's going to call this tendinitis. Well, that addresses one thing. That addresses the muscle pain and the joint pain. It doesn't address the shooting nerve, shocker pains that I get. So, he said he's going to watch things careful. He can only order an EMG on my arms because he's only the shoulder to wrist guy. So my neck guy would have to order an EMG there and down my spine. And the hip guy would have to order an EMG for the hip area, those muscles. And the leg guy, so instead of doing it like that, I'm going to go see my family practice doctor who can order an EMG on all of my extremities at one time so we can have all of the information that we need to know if this is Parsonage-Turner syndrome, because that's one of the tests it says that you need to have to either confirm it or rule it out. Because peripheral neuropathy, nerve tingling and things like in your extremities when you do not have diabetes is likely Parsonage-Turner syndrome. Google it. Parsonage, like your pastor's parson, P-A-R-S-O-N-A-G-E hyphen Turner, like Turner Broadcasting, syndrome. Google it. I'll put the links below. You can check it out like I checked it out. So that's what happened. He said, for this, he says, there's 3 things I can do. He goes, I can give you a shot in the shoulder, and we already did that. And I said, yeah, and it made it worse, because it was never this bad until you gave me that shot. Don't let them give you a shot in the damn shoulder, people, I'm telling you. If you can help it. At least that's my experience, because it made it worse. It exacerbated the situation. He says, or I can give you pills, pain pills, NSAIDs. I'm like, no. He knows I do not like pain pills. He knew I was going to say that. And he says, or we can just get PT and get you. I'm like, okay, let's do that. I knew he was going to do PT anyway. So now I have a new PT order for 1 to 2 visits a week for 6 weeks, and then I go back and see him the week after. So we're going to burn it down at Indiana Physical Therapy and get it done. I sent them a copy of the MRI report. Already went by and checked in with Dave, my therapist, and so the order is for my right hand and shoulder strengthening. And I talked to him about this wiggly part. He said that's a brainstem thing, or either it's just a you're still healing up thing. I said, brainstem, come on. He goes, yeah. I'm like, we got to go to PT. We got to get this thing squared away, guys. I am not going to be defeated, damn it. Not going to happen. Not me. I'm getting better. You're not going to drag me down with some kind of brainstem bullshit. No way, Jose. So, I've got appointments Tuesday and Fridays for the next 6 weeks. And then go see him. I don't know how I'm going to do the gas. That's going to be a challenge. But I'm going to overcome it somehow, some way. And but I got to do it. Got to do it. No delays, no reschedules, nothing. Go and burn that mother down at PT. So, if you look on my Snap Vegan page on Facebook, it's facebook.com/snapvegan. The MRI, I posted the MRI. It says MRI results are in. And then I posted, the significant parts of it in there. It wasn't very long. I didn't leave much out, but I included the rotator cuff and the other stuff. So, the final impressions that I did have tendinitis in my supraspinatus. Thickening at T2. and Parsonage-Turner syndrome initial presentation. It's not initial presentation. It's just the first time they found out about it, because nobody else has run this battery of tests on me. And see, I was telling my doc that I had talked with my family doctor a long time ago. But look, I got to get moving. And every time I do, I get weaker, not stronger. Got to keep at it, Kathy. Got to keep it. Parsonage-Turner syndrome is that. It's when you become weaker, not stronger. Your muscles become weaker. The more you work at it, the weaker you get. And so that's Parsonage-Turner syndrome. That's why I have to have that EMG of all extremities and my neck. So that's what we got to have. And I'll talk to her. I'll go see her. I think I see her on the 3rd of December. Well, November, I need to go get my B12 shot, which I'll get my flu shot at the same time. Maybe I'll call them on Monday and try to get a first available with her, so we can like talk about this and get that EMG thing ordered. I also sent her a note and said, look, can you look back at when it was that Dr. Shaw did that EMG for me? It was like 2004 or 5, somewhere back in there. But he closed his practice like a year later. And that would be like a part of my old records, because they updated the electronic records. But anyway, I asked if they could look back on that and see how long ago that was. That would have been the initial presentation of the Parsonage-Turner syndrome, when he diagnosed me with peripheral neuropathy when I didn't have diabetes. So I'm trying to look for a starting point, because another aspect of that is that things can get progressively worse. And they have. They haven't gotten better regardless of my efforts. They're getting worse. And so, knowledge is power. So, it's not like I'm wanting it, but all roads are leading to that. And this rotator cuff and the bone spur are secondary to that Parsonage-Turner, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this is the most aggravating thing that's going on with me right now. But that shooting nerve from the bicep when I reach over, if you look at one of the links I'll put below, it explains perfectly what I've been telling you on video for this past time, is that whenever I reach into a cabinet to pull something down or reach across, that's when I get that shooting nerve pain. And since I've been using my left hand more, I haven't had it in the bicep, but I've had it in the hand. That shooting pain. So I don't know. We'll work it out, whatever it takes. But that does explain quite a lot. I'm not freaked out, because the more you know, the better you can deal with something. And physical therapy is going to be helpful. I know it. Still got to work through. The more I work, the more I walk, the more I try to strengthen, the weaker my muscles get. So we're going to put it to the test, because we're going to do a new intake and measure my strength and range of motion. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, we're going to do a new one and see if it's improved or not improved. Put it to the test, because that's how you solve problems, right? So that's my MRI report. So that's it. That's my 2 chunks of video for Saturday. It's going to take me forever to edit them. You probably won't get them until Sunday. I don't know. It's kind of early in the day. We'll see what we can do. But that's it. That's my dental vent. And now my ortho dent. Oh, so to close, when I was talking about sound recorder, and I'm a geezer. Come on. This is my fun. This is a fun thing. So I showed you a video of Dr. Eddie when I had, right before I went in the operating room, right? Because he says, oh, are we live? But anyway, I showed a picture of it. He is so cute. He is a cutie. He is a good-looking man. Married, 3 kids, happily so. It's just like when he's talking to you, and you're looking him in the eyes, you're just like, you don't hear a fucking word he says, because you're just like, you're admiring that he is just so handsome. So I guess I need an old, ugly doctor. No, I don't. I'm keeping you, Dr. Eddie. Just complimenting you, that's all. But it's kind of funny because me and Patti were talking. I'm like, she says, I can hardly remember anything he said. Because it's like, oh, he's so dreamy. You know, it's funny. It's a geezer joke. And I've even told Dr. Eddie, I'm like, hard to listen to you. He is a very charming person. Very knowledgeable. Good doctor. Just saying, from a geezer standpoint, it's like, damn. Where were guys that look like that all my life? I mean, nowhere to be found. Nowhere. This is the new generation of hot. But anyway, if hot's going to help me, that's what we need. We need hot to help me. And that's what he's doing, and I am so grateful. But just kind of a funny close to that. Take care of yourself, everybody. Stay warm. If you're in Fort Wayne, it's bloody cold, let me tell you. Cold, windy, cold, rainy, yuck. Pajama day. It's a pajama weekend. It's a soup or a chowder kind of weekend. And again, I'm not going to do cooking videos because I really don't have much strength here. And you see I'm still bruised up. You see how I'm still bruised up? It's been a month, people. A month. And I'm still all bruised up. So. Anyhow. And I can raise my arm now. It's just still that going forward or crossing my body. Like putting a seatbelt on yesterday. Oh my God. Patti had to help me. Because I couldn't reach across and put my arm back enough to clamp down on. So she had to help me with seatbelt. I had to help her with hers too. I helped her. I reached over with my right hand to help her with hers before she helped me with mine. Teamwork. God, joking with Dr. Eddie because we were, I don't know. First, when he comes in the room, I had on a jacket and stuff. He goes, oh, and he touches the jet lapel. He goes, oh, this is new. He goes, you haven't worn a jacket before. I said, I promise I have clothes in my closet. I promise you I do. And the more weight I lose, the more clothes I have available. Working on it. He goes, you look nice. I said, thank you very much. And I don't know. But I forget. See? Oh, I got distracted thinking about it. Oh, we were talking about there was a magazine rack in the exam room, and the most prominent magazine that you could read the whole title of was Arthritis Today. I looked at Patti while we were waiting on him to come in. I said, a freaking magazine about arthritis? Who's going to subscribe to that? I guess a lot of people do. I wouldn't, but I said, that's the wrong name for the magazine. It should be Arthritis Forever, bitch, because for Arthritis Forever, bitches, because once you get it, it doesn't go away. You always have it once you get it. Stay lubricated, my friends. Eat more plants. So we were talking about, so he comes in and we were laughing about Arthritis Forever, bitches. And he goes, what? It's so funny. I said, we have renamed your magazine here. He goes, which one? I said, Arthritis Today. He said, well, what's the new name? I said, arthritis forever, bitches. And he cracked up laughing. I said, because once you have it, you're always going to have it. And he laughed. Somehow or another, Patti was talking about something else or creaking around. And I don't know how we got onto it, but I says, you know, I'm 59. I'll be 60 in December. And Patti says, it's hard to believe I'm 61. I'm kind of refusing it. And then we're talking about the arthritis and how arthritis kicks in. And I says, you know something? I think I noticed it somewhere around when I turned age 55. That then you start talking a lot about bodily functions. And all your aches and pains. And all the years before, you wanted to hide it from everybody. You don't want to ever tell anybody. And if you need a break wind, you go in another room to do it. Unless you were married, of course, and at home. But now... Now it's just like, let it rip, whatever, where. You don't even give a shit anymore. He cracked up. I said, so just beware, that happens about age 55. He goes, are you kidding me? It happens to me right now. All I talk about is how my kid pooped. What did he eat? How much did he poop? What color? Oh my God, it's funny. So I don't know. It was a good visit. He did say, he goes, look, your MRI is in. We got a couple of important things to address, so let's get to it. But it's always the initial hellos, and you know, it's always very nice. But that was kind of funny. So that's my MRI visit. So when life hands you lemons, make a shaker with stevia. Have some lemonade with stevia. Cut up a lemon into smaller chunks and consume it to your liking. So we're going to work on this. I'm still doing okay. Hey, I know I mentioned to you before about that homemade salsa I used. Put it over a potato and mixed in some kale. Last night I did it over the rice, like I said I was gonna. I did it over the rice, and I chopped up a mushroom. What I did was I put the homemade salsa and the chopped up mushroom in a small saucepan and heated that up. I just made plain white rice, and there's the cow rose rice, and poured that over there and steamed up some broccoli on the side. It was so good. Something so simple, people. Just pull the leftovers, or pull your, just make two. It's so easy. It's easy, it's simple, and it's just right in front of your face, and you don't see it. And a friend of mine says, you're so creative. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just hungry. This is what I have in my fridge. So you do what you got with what you got, and worked out. So tonight, because it's so cold and yucky and bleh, I'm having that Bob's Red Mill 3-bean mix again. And I'm not going to make it a soup. I'm going to make it like a side dish. And I'm going to have some more broccoli. And maybe a sweet potato for the nutrients in that sweet potato. But that's what I'm going to have tonight. And I'm not going to break out the instant. I'm just going to do it old-fashioned way on the stove. And let it do its thing. So have a good night. Hey, and if you want to help support the channel, that would be major appreciated. And you can do that in two ways. The links below. You can send me a gift through PayPal. Make sure it says gift though, because if you say it's for something, they take a fee out. If you say it's a gift, a friend-to-friend gift, there's no fee taken out. So, you know, if you want to help me out that way, that's fine. Or there's an Amazon wish list below of things that I could really use, especially for Austin, because, you know, he needs some things that are outside of my budget, and he's my therapy animal, so there's some, I don't know. Anyway, there's lots of different ways you can help, and all the links are below. And if you do, I appreciate it. And if you can't, I understand. But for the people who help support the channel, I send you all my gratitude and love. Thanks for everything. Help somebody out there today, folks. help your neighbors, and take good care of yourselves. Love you. Bye-bye.